Let me do one thing here. I realized I got to change something. All right, and we're live. And here we are today. You know, it's one thing when we have a world that we can connect with people easily. It's another thing when we want to create a world where we're happy, where we're fulfilled, feeling that joy, that exuberance in life, and when we are able to connect with audiences as speakers, as well as, how about this? You know, we are in such a globalized world today. We need to heal the cultural differences as well. In order to do these things, whether it's creating your results like your own joy and fulfillment, connecting with your audience, or healing cultural differences, you need to start with connection. And today I have three powerful women who are here going to help you build the bonds that connect and create new realities. So let's go say hi to them. Hi, Beth.
Hi, Laura. I'm Beth Keil. I'm a board certified hypnotherapist, mindset coach, and my website is my name, bethkeil.com.
Great to have you, Beth. Hi, Kathryn.
Hi, Laura. I'm Kathryn Yarborough, and I am a vibrant speaker, coach, and manifesting clients mentor. I'm located physically in Central Florida, and my website is manifestingclientsacademy.com.
Great. Thanks, Kathryn. Hi, Mona.
Hi, Laura. My name is Lou Cherkaoui, and I am a cultural mastery speaker, coach, and consultant. I'm located in Orlando, Florida, and you can find me at monalou.net.
Unmute, Laura. We can't hear you.
Thank you. So I am so excited to be here because of your wisdom. And I would like to jump in and find out from you, each of you, what advice you have to help our viewers build those bonds that connect and create new realities. So Beth, you want to hop in?
Sure. Thanks, Laura. One of the big things I would say is about judgment. We make ourselves wrong because we can't intellectually think ourselves out of something. And when we do that, we can't create a new reality because we're stuck in the old one. And we think it's just do it, like Nike says, and it doesn't work when we're wanting to change from the inside out. We need to use other intelligences of our mind, and the intellect is just one of 6.
Ooh, do you want to tell us what the other 4 are? 5 are?
Sure, I will. The other, well, there's 2 in the intellect, the analytic and synthesizing, the emotional and body intelligences work as a team. We get committed emotionally. It's not because of the intellect. We emotionally commit and our body follows. And then we have the imaginal and the intuitive, which is where creativity is. It's where inspiration is. And our intuition also lets us use our inner wisdom. How was that?
Yeah. Wow. It's nice to know that we have such a full, robust arsenal within us to pull us into making transformation, to connect, right? And there's so much to connect to. Would you agree?
I would. I love how you put it as well.
Wonderful. So in addition to these wonderful 6 areas, Kathryn, I was hoping you could jump in and give us some advice on how to build bonds that connect maybe with audiences.
Thank you, Laura, for the invitation to talk about that because, oh my goodness, as speakers, I love working with speakers. And if we don't connect with the people we're talking to, they're not going to listen to us. So one thing that we can do if you are a speaker, you can let your emotions come through more by changing your voice when you speak. If you're talking about something where you were angry or the person you're describing was angry, then you can raise your voice and let those emotions come through, or sadness or gentleness. When we don't let our emotions come through, the people who are listening can't connect at that level with us.
Wow, that's powerful. You know, to let emotions through, it's scary. Would you agree?
I think for some people it is. And I recently realized that so many of us were conditioned as children to not be the fullest expression of ourselves, to not let all of ourselves out, because when we were children, we were told that different parts of ourselves, specifically certain emotions for some of us, were not okay, whether it was anger or sadness or joy or love, and we suppressed them. So to unlock them and let them out in the beginning, yes, it can be scary.
But it sounds like you're giving people hope and encouragement to do so. Permission,
Absolutely.
maybe.
Yes, yes. Everybody, you all have permission now.
All right. So we're going to express our emotions so we can connect. We're going to connect within ourselves. And now, Mona, in your areas of expertise with cultural change in our society here, what can people do to build those bonds to connect and create that new reality?
Thank you, Laura. First of all, I second what Kathryn said, and I will take what she said to a cross-cultural environment. And the first thing I would say is take time to understand others and never judge the book by its cover. Just because we live today worlds, condition requires us to work with different people from all over the world with different beliefs, backgrounds, and everything. This can be exciting and engaging, but at the same time, it can be frustrating and difficult, especially when people come up against challenges like communication, especially communication and cultural norms. We usually, when we work with people from different culture, the golden rule often fails to live up to its implied meaning. In fact, when we do unto others in the way we would prefer them to do unto us, we run the risk of sending confusing signals.
Ooh. Can you give an example?
A lot of examples. Just for example, cultural, verbal, and nonverbal. And I worked with over 125 nationalities, and some cultures prefer verbal communication, like us here. If there is a conflict, I'll come to Laura and say, Laura, let's discuss it. In a culture like China, we will never hear that because there is what's called saving face. And they will tell you they may not come to you, and they let time resolve the issue, or they will tell somebody to come and talk to you instead of them. So that's an example.
Wow. And to respect that, not to judge that, to understand it so we can come together and really help each other transform and get all of our needs met through understanding. Wow. Thank you, Mona, for putting that food for thought out there. And Kathryn for reminding us of connecting through our emotions, and Beth, same thing, through our emotions, our intuition, the other intelligences we have beyond our intellect, so that we can heal and create our joy inside and outside and with audiences and in the global economy. Wow, you ladies are powerful. So let's dive into a little bit more about you and what your expertise. Who do you work with? What do you do for them, Beth?
Thanks, Laura. What I do as a hypnotherapist is I work with people for making change and transformation from the inside out. I work with older teens to adults on various issues, and it is to help them clear at the core, not the surface, but at the deep core, what is getting triggered and activated so that they can change their lives, transform it, not just whitewash it. And then they can, or like I say, putting frosting on a cow pie. Yeah, I don't do frosting at all. It is clearing out what's there. And then people can live in their joy and their pleasure, and in whatever way, personally, professionally, relationships.
Wow, I love hypnosis. So tell us, how did you get into this? Oh no, tell us how you've worked with a story about a client you've helped with this.
Okay, the story I have, and I have permission to speak about Lynn. She came to see me for actually gastroband hypnosis to lose weight. She had a significant amount. And in it, during this time, I was the second person she had told that she had been raped by 3 guys in college at one time. She became pregnant. This was over 40 years ago. She became pregnant, didn't tell anybody because she felt guilt that she caused it. She went to a home for unwed mothers, and she didn't tell them either. So they treated her basically as, you made your bed, go sleep on it now. She had a baby boy she never saw, never held him. And she held this in for years. It ate at her and it led to her eating. There's a direct correlation. Subconscious mind is not linear. It's not intellectual. That's why the intellect is limited. So in our work, she was able to forgive herself. She was able to let go and heal the anger she felt towards these men. And she was able to connect with her son. With hypnosis, it's rather easy to do and very powerfully. And in that, she didn't have to soothe herself or numb herself with the food the way she had been. And instead, I mean, her business is taking off. She is having a great relationship with her family and her husband, and her life has changed.
Wow. And that's truly an example of how when you build those bonds that connect internally, it can create a new reality externally. Thank you for that beautiful wisdom. So, Kathryn, I'd like to learn a little bit more about you and your expertise. Who do you work with and what do you do with them?
Oh, thanks again, Laura. I work with women entrepreneurs who want to use speaking to attract clients. And my specialty area is this place of breaking free from the childhood conditioning so that my clients can be the fullest expression of themselves. I also include training on how to attract clients when you're speaking, that sort of thing, because so many women entrepreneurs need that knowledge. But I personally love the transformational work that I get to do with the clients who want to be engaging and dynamic and impactful when they speak. It's wonderful. And similar to Beth, I get to work with people the process that I've created has them go to their core, but it's very different work than what Beth is doing. And I've been blown away by the results I'm seeing.
Well, share a story with us of one of those results.
Absolutely. Lilia is one of my clients. And when she first started working with me, when she would speak, and I'll see if I can speak kind of like her, she would hold her torso still and her words would be slow and thoughtful and somewhat monotone. Can you hear the difference? And as we work together, and this is a really short process, which is so amazing why it's quick, that it's quick and transformative. We discovered that when she was growing up, her mother would speak impulsively and blurt things out that were hurtful. And she created an unconscious commitment to actually censor her words. And hence, when she was speaking, every single word went through this filtering process. So in the process of working with me, she's broken free from that. She can now speak fast and she can be dynamic and she's using gestures. And she did a presentation where she was really dynamic and lots of people signed up for the course that she was offering while she was speaking. I'm just proud of myself and I'm proud of her. It's great.
That would be too. That's fantastic. Helping her get people out of their own way from stuff they don't even know is there. So again, beautiful. Mona, tell us more about your work. Who do you work with and what do you do?
Yes, thank you, Laura. Just like Kathryn and Beth said, it's all about results. And what I bring to the table are results. And I work with businesses and professionals seeking to enhance their cultural competence. I call it competence, but it is a mastery so that they can increase profitability, harmony, and team performance. There are 6 stages of cultural mastery. And it is my belief that in today's world, all leaders across the board must have this skill. It's so necessary in this complex world to allow positive environment, harmonious environment, and profitable environment. It starts with education and it ends with endearment.
You know, and it's not new, but it's perfect timing. I mean, with the globalization of the world and the more connected we get, the more important your work is. So tell us, how did you come to this work?
Well, I had the chance to work with over 125 nationalities through my real estate business, because I do own a real estate business as well. And I've worked with the World Trade Center, the United Nations, and I've been curious since I was a little girl, meaning I go out and ask, try to find out what others are all about. And it took me to what I'm doing today. It's just a process. So every time I got the chance to work with someone, oh, he's from Ethiopia. Oh, I'm not so much familiar. Let me find out first before we have our first meetings. And then we find the connecting a point, and then we go from there. And then I'll get invited to weddings, I get invited to parties and all that. And we become best friends. And that's how it worked all along the way, 30 years of experience. So what brought me to this work and what I do today, basically, I was let go of a job because of my ethnicity, been discriminated against because of my race, my accent, you name it. There's so much unconscious bias. So it becomes a responsibility for me to go out and educate and bridge the gaps.
And so, well, much needed. And you're doing such great work for our world. All of you actually are doing that as well as Mona. So thank you for that. This is the type of people we bring together, women who are up to something in the world, making changes that create new realities for a more healed world. So, if you're interested in learning more about Women Speakers Association, you can download our Speaker Success Plan at speakersuccessplan.com, or you can learn more about membership at joinwsa.com. And I'd like to hear from each of you about what's the value been for you to be a part of such an organization. So Beth, you want to jump in?
Sure. I'm so glad you're asking that. What I love is community, creating it, being a part of it, and being able to share with women around the globe in different areas and different professions and what they bring to learn, as well as Mona was saying, to be able to have that diversity and what people are bringing. And women are up. It's wonderful to be part of a group of people who are changing the world in their place that just spreads out. It's just wonderful.
And we're glad to have you doing that as well. And how about you, Kathryn? What's the value you've been receiving?
What I really appreciate about the Women's Speaker Association is that it's a stand for women and women speaking and sharing their voice. And we need to do that. And I love, even just today in this experience, that you called all of us experts. And in that word, you're raising the vibration of women and our sense of confidence and purpose. By you calling me an expert, I feel better about myself and the work that I did. And that I get to be in the same room with the amazing Beth and Mona, as well as you, Laura. How cool is this? I love it.
Agreed. It is so cool. So thank you for bringing that energy to today's episode. I appreciate you so much. And Mona, tell us the value that you see in Women Speakers Association.
Well, thank you, Laura. Lots of values. And I second what Beth and Kathryn said. And I'll add to it is a nurturing environment where you come with other like-minded women and learn, exchange idea. For me, so far, it's been networking. I met some wonderful people. I would not have met them outside of this organization. And that is so important. You actually are making our mission in this world a lot easier, facilitating venues like this. So it's been networking, exchanging ideas, and learning the professional speaking, both in a virtual and non-virtual world.
Yes, and we love amplifying who you are and what you're up to, like we're doing here today. So Kathryn and Beth and Mona, thank you for being the experts you are, for bringing your energy of light and transformation to the world. And we are honored to have you part of our premier membership here at Women Speakers Association. And it's my honor to always do these episodes monthly with you to bring to you our premier members. And again, you can get our Speaker Success Plan for free at speakersuccessplan.com. We'll be back with you next week with another episode of the Women Speakers Association's WSA TV Women Premiere Show. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you.